Hi everyone. Welcome back to Love Sweets, episode 3. And if you notice, I am starting on a different frame because there's too much unnecessary talk about telling Iori to get dressed after coming out of the shower. But anyways, we got to know a little more about Yui, Itsuki, and Iori, with Yui being the only child in her family, and how Itsuki and Iori live alone because of their parents' work schedule. And it pretty much explains why Itsuki could not take a part-time job that his friends offered to him last spring, because Itsuki has to take care of this house and Iori. And that pretty much leads to where we are right now. So let's see what happens next. So now we're at the part where Iori's dressed up, and looks like they're having dinner right now. So after Iori got dressed, we had dinner. Because Yui and Iori ate lightly, I have almost picked it up after all.
明日も早いからそろそろ部屋に戻る。
So as early as tomorrow, we will soon return to the room. Iori?
何兄さん。
What is it, brother? So, while I was washing the dishes, Iori stopped as she was trying to leave the living room. So Itsuki tells Iori, "Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna be starting my part-time job."
バイト。
Part-time job?
ほら、いおりもびっくりしてる。
Oh, so Yui's still here, and she's like, "Oh, see? Iori's surprised."
兄さんがバイトって。
Oh, Nissan has a part-time job? Yeah, it's about the time where I should start working.
家にいない時間が増えるんじゃ。
Oh, and that also means he'll be at home less. Yeah, well, that's right. I expected as I won't be home until much later.
それじゃ兄さんといられる時間が。
Oh, so now Iori kind of feels sad that she's gonna have less time with her brother. It'll be less.
そんな。
And now she's kind of sad about it. Well, I'll just start preparing dinner in the morning. And then, maybe if Iori wants to eat, she can reheat it in the microwave later at night. But I'm not gonna forget my own housekeeping duties. Iori could do almost nothing. Oh, about that part-time job.
だって突然だったから。
But it was all sudden. Yeah, I have plenty to do. One of the two things that family can't talk.
ゆい姉さん。
So now Iori is kind of sad, and I'm not sure why she refers to Yui as her older sister, but she just calls Yui, "Oh, Yui's sister."
私を見られても困るけど。
I'm at a loss for being able to see what's happening.
どうして？
So I'm wondering if Iori thinks that Yui knows why Itsuki is gonna take a part-time job. I'm not sure if he told her about the whole story, because I remember from episode 1 that scenario with his friends was presented as a flashback. So he tells Yuri that, oh yeah, I also said to Yui that I'm learning about society, learning about social matters, learning about social norms.
非常に嘘くさいけどね。
But it feels like a lie. So I don't think Yui knows, but Yui can detect that Iori or Itsuki is lying about his reasons or justification about why he wants a part-time job. Don't pause here. Even if it's a lie, I decided to do it because it was my decision.
あ、やっぱり嘘なんだ。
Oh, so it's a lie after all. So there's no way he would suddenly be determined to get a part-time job. Well, based on face value, because why would he suddenly just tell people, "Oh, I'm gonna go start working"? There must be something that kind of pushed him to, and I'm pretty sure Yui has a feeling about that. He just doesn't know why. But Yuri's still kind of upset. Although Yuri rocked her eyes as she said something, she never threw a word. But for whatever reason, I have some time to do it. So now that doesn't make sense either, because why would Itsuki suddenly have time for a part-time job, whereas before, when his friends asked him to, he said he did not have time. So that's kind of a contradictory statement. So he looks at his phone and he remembers, oh yeah. So I think he's just checking time on his phone. Okay, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call that cafe and tell them that I'm interested in the position. I'm not sure if the position is filled yet, because that paper has been out there for quite some time. Okay, then I'm gonna go back to my room. So before being stuffed and revealing the shortcoming, I quickly leave, or it's best to leave right now. So he's just gonna hurry up and go back to his room, so that Yui and Yuri don't question him more about his decision to do a part-time job. Oh, Yui, by the way, you should go home before it gets too late.
わかってる。
Okay, I know. Okay, so Yui goes home, and now we're just left with Yuri and Itsuki. And you can see that Yuri's not happy with Itsuki's decision to do a part-time job. Yuri just looked at me and never said anything. Okay, so it's now the next day, and it looks like Yuri's still not happy, even though Itsuki just kindly says good morning to her.
兄さん、おはよう。
Good morning, Nissan. Oh, so you're gonna go out today?
それはこれから。
Well, that's it for now. Oh, is that so? Yeah, so they're gonna go to the table for breakfast. So I'll head to the kitchen, as it's a heavy body with lots of sleep. It's already which year, where domestic fairs that lasted many years have already stained. So he's still kind of fixated on the fact that he's been left out from the rest of his friends. And it's like, well, we were always together until now, when they decided to move on without me, and now like friendship with these friends have started to fall apart because they're on a different level than I am, so they don't share anything in common with me anymore. Because Eri is so terribly lazy, it's true that you have no choice but to do it is fun if you get used to it. Not sure what that means. Oh, what about the rice?
まだ
Oh, not yet. So maybe Eri's doing the rice right now. Well, I'll make it from now and wait for me. So apparently there seems to be time, so I'll make it even a little elaborate one. So he wants to make the breakfast a little bit more fancy.
兄さん
But still, Eri's still not happy, and she's like, "Oh, brother." Hmm?
アルバイトするの
So you're gonna work part-time? Oh, yes, I have an interview scheduled this evening, and I'll accept it for time being. So it looks like he got an interview and he's gonna go ahead and take it. Because Eri is a reticent child, it's often hard to understand what she's thinking. I have no choice to judge what she's thinking with those subtle facial expressions. But as you can see, it's quite a poker face. Even though I've been with her for such a long time, there are still some things that I don't understand. So even though she takes care of her, it's sometimes hard for him to think about what she's feeling or what she's thinking about. Because Eri hides it from Itsuki. Well, maybe Yui will understand her better. So, do you not want me to start a part-time job?
嫌じゃない
I don't want it. So that's probably a yes. It's my imagination that I look dissatisfied.
兄さんといる時間が減るから
Because if you work, we'll have less time together. I'm sorry. So, what's going on?
愛してます
I love you? Oh, me too. While shaking the frying pan, I just returned the words.
相思相愛
Oh, mutual love? Yeah, well, that's right.
交際
Association? No, not that.
結婚
Marriage? That's going a little bit too far. No more.
こんな時のために婚姻届を
For such explanation, marriage of notification. Okay, so he changes the topic and goes like, "Oh, Eri, I'm ready. Bring it here. I'll make it fried with oil." So now he changes the topic to like, "Oh, it's time for breakfast. Time to eat." What kind of tension is it from early morning? It matched such layer also to have at a time when I was associating that it seems to have been bad. Or there was a time I was going out with such Nori, but it seems that it was bad. I grew up in a bitchy direction. Not sure what that means. So I don't understand the kind of meaning. I treat it as big cold, but I do try to respond appropriately. Even though you're so cute, when I roll to a strange place any further, I'll get angry for my parents. Oh yes, I forgot. Okay, so he goes to his wallet. Oh, this is this month's allowance. 1,000 yen um for this month. So I'm also responsible for the finances of this place, and I always have to hand Eri her allowance at the beginning of every month. I do not have any hobbies. I've received little of it. I have a household budget, and I do not need it if not necessary, but Eri look forward to this day every month. Just lazy in a day, I was stuffed to see it. I thought I was feeding, and there was also a condition of being funny and making a gesture forgot deliberately. So he tells her, so if you do well on your test, I'll bump up your allowance by 500 yen.
いらない。
No. Okay, how about 6,000 yen?
いらない。
No. Do you want me to increase it even more? Are you depressed? So I wonder if he's trying to give more money to her to make her feel better. But you know that money doesn't always buy everything.
今月からお小遣いはいらない。
I don't need any pocket money this month. Well, yeah, so why? Unexpectedly, I was, you don't expect and have taken the pleasure of the month once away. So like, he kind of like, well, what's the change? Because, usually you're always happy that you're getting an allowance at the beginning of every month, but for somewhat, whatever reason, this month, you kind of changed, and now you're not very happy with the amount of money that I'm giving you. And when I try to give you a raise, you're still not happy. Eri has to receive spending money. From this month, you'll have more dishes for dinner. The look shows that she won't be needing that either.
それよりご飯。
More than that, rice. Okay. So Eri started preparing after going out, and when I noticed, I left the house. So looks like he kind of finds it strange that Eri isn't excited about the fact that she's getting her allowance, and he tried to raise the allowance, and it's like, well, maybe you'll be happy about it. It doesn't work. And we kind of know that she's probably still sad about Itsuki doing that part-time job. So now it looks like they left, and so he notices that so my job interview is gonna start at 17 o'clock, and right now it's 15 o'clock. So 17 o'clock is also 5 p.m. and 15 o'clock is 3 p.m. It won't take long before that cafe, but maybe I'm nervous. So it kind of reminds him about how when he had to enter that school he was in, so the Hayaguse Gakuen, he had to take entrance exams and be interviewed by the school officials of whether he's fit for this place. And then he was determined on getting in, so he worked really hard on that interview, and as a result, he got accepted. Even so, For some reason, Eri doesn't want pocket money this time around. Well, she often used the money to do her hobbies. And naturally, I thought this month, of course. So maybe Eri had some things that she wanted to buy. She had some hobbies. And then maybe as she grew older, she grew out of those hobbies and no longer wants it. And as a result, she has extra money left over. So he was wondering, like, so she probably stopped her hobbies, I guess? Or she quit? But either way, Eri has plenty of it. So she said that she has enough money for now. I agreed to one and decided to head for the station. So here he talks about the city. So Higakase City is a regional city with a population of about 400,000, and it prospered around the station during these and recent past decades. So 400,000 people is not a lot of people in Japan, but it is depending on how you look at it. And there's a big river in the center of the city, and there are tributaries here and there. So there's a lot of water. So it kind of makes this place an ideal place for growth, because one, it's next to a major station, and two, there's rivers and bodies of water everywhere. And it's famous because of the town full of water, and especially the Central Park is a place for lovers to gather, or not. And there's also an amusement park in the neighborhood, but of course it's kind of awkward if you go alone. So it's designed that you go with someone else, your friends or couples, and that's why he kind of hesitated. So it's like, okay, so in front of the station, there's a shopping district, and there's also an arcade, and these are things that is best done with other people. And now that he's alone, it kind of feels strange to visit these places. And although I've seen some stores that have been around for quite some time, so they're kind of old, there are also many new stores that are opening up. So he sees bookstores, sundry shops, and some interesting places. And these are places that people can go to after class. Well, they would have had time if it wasn't for that Saturday school that they're required to attend. And there are also many nice aunts who have nostalgic souvenirs, and there are many cases that they have good service. Are they profitable? And then of course, straight to the shopping street, there's that cafe at the corner. So the cafe is located in a pretty ideal location because it's right next to a shopping district. So it also means that there will be a lot of customers that will be walking by the cafe. So he picks up his phone, and it's like, oh, for time being, I took out the cell phone to check the time and thought about contacting the place. Oh. So I guess time passes when you're having fun, and it looks like it's almost time for the interview. You're not supposed to lower your tension when you haven't gone through that interview yet. So my purpose is to work and eventually get a girlfriend, just like his friends. For that, you should be able to accomplish it, even if it's a bit of hard work. Moreover, according to what I heard, this cafe is very popular. There's a lot of female staff that are cute, and they wear nicely designed uniforms. It has burned. Okay, so now he's at the cafe. So Café Hot Chocolat. So this cafe is popular among women. It's built on the corner of the shopping street, and it seems like it gets a lot of customers from outside the city. So just like what I said, it's right, probably near the station as well. There's a square on the opposite side, and it seems like people who bought cakes from this shop, they go over to the other side and they eat it over there while enjoying the view. But today, I have an interview at this place. So, the store interview that there is no male staff other than the master. Okay, so I think he noticed something suspicious. So the poster or the job posting that he saw on the door has disappeared. So I wonder if it's already been decided. So I think the main character probably thinks that maybe the master has already hired someone else before him, and he might have came here for no reason, or like there's no point of coming here anymore. But then again, he hasn't gotten a contact from them about, well, we hired someone else, so you don't have to come anymore. The interview is canceled. So he kind of finds it strange. It's like, well, the posting's gone, but I'm still here, and I got no notification of the outcome or what's going on. So it's like, well, I'll just do the interview for time being, and but it doesn't look like it's dropped. But it's like, okay, so he checks his cell phone, and it's like, oh, it's not 17 o'clock yet, so it's not 5 p.m. yet, but I'm here, so I think I'll just go in. Yeah, so without whatever, even if I fall here, I'll still have to get in. At this rate, it's impossible to stop or hold me back. Okay? Okay, so now he's inside the cafe. And as he enters inside, the first thing he notices is that there's that sweet smell of the confectionates. So he can smell all the sweets, and it's probably nice. Such store was being kept away. I have set foot in the store at last. And it kind of feels like it's a woman's store. So, it's probably to the point where, it's unfit for men, and they shouldn't be allowed in here. Well, from the look of it. Now, and he notices that the interior, it's not too flashy, not too tacky, and it kind of gives you that nice, calm atmosphere. And you kind of see that the dark hardwood flooring makes it cozy, makes it warm. And you see trims of hardwood on the ceiling and on the side on the walls. And Itsuki also notices that the feeling of air drifting inside the store makes it open with the glass wall. Although there's an eyesight, it's impossible, or it's possible to eat and drink on the terrace. so it may seem unnecessary to think so. It's very good that you're unclear, though it's unified with that wood grain interior. So yeah, the hardwood decoration kind of fits in with the environment of this cafe. And you get that nice big window that looks out into the view. Maybe the square that he was talking about earlier on the left side of the picture. Such a commitment may be the secret as a popular shop. The ornamental plants caught my eyes, and although I'm not familiar with it, I received the impression that its commitment is all around. It'll be cool in the summer, and perhaps people are more likely to gather on the open terrace. Do you have a seat on the right side of the interior of the shop, so don't worry that you can relax without paying attention to others. I was actually impressed about this place. And then the line of sight turned to the window of the delicious cake that I see. So now he starts to look at the products that are being offered at this cafe. So as the name suggests, most of the cakes here are based on chocolate. But there's some things that I've never seen or heard of anyhow. I was wondering if I can remember it now. I like to scoop them with coffee or tea, but it doesn't work. Okay, so who are you? It looks like one of the employees just came up to him and says, "Welcome." Oh. So suddenly, a beautiful woman just appears right in front of me while I was looking around. The super beauty of that person embodies the atmosphere of the cafe. So I think she's wondering if he's a customer, so she's asking him, "Oh, so just one?" So I think she thinks that Itsuki's trying to get a seat inside the cafe while he's not. Oh wait, disagree. Oh no. I couldn't speak well because I was nervous about the appearance of this woman. She's dressed in a pretty nice costume. But bad as it is, it's not an interview. So I think I was kind of expecting that someone's just going to pick him up for the interview right away. But instead, she comes in and treats him as a customer. And now she's confused herself because she's wondering why Itsuki's answering her question in a very weird manner. Because she's just asking him, "So how many people do you want at the table? Or how many seats do you want?" Wow, then are you close? So she's looking into him in confusion. Look at the very strange style, look at the impossible, the person so he looks at the nameplate of that she's wearing, and it says Enjo. And I think only I have no relation. So now she's kind of asking or trying to predict what's going on, and she's asking him, So you're gonna meet up with someone? So you're gonna meet up with other colleagues? So he finally tells her, "Oh, I'm here for a 17 o'clock interview. So the 5 p.m. interview." Oh, I see. The interview. So I wonder if she's the one that's gonna be giving the interview, or someone or master notified her that there's gonna be a guy that'll be coming in for an interview. So the shop assistant, Enjo-san, made a face unsewn by the wonderful short distance.
私、男の子の後輩なんて初めて。
Oh, it's the first time I've ever seen a junior boy. No, yet I am.
最近人手が足りないの。だから募集を始めたんだけど、こんなに早く来てくれるなんて。
So I wonder if he's still intimidated by her. And she says that oh yeah, so recently we've been kind of short staffed. We've been missing out on a lot of work, so we just started recruiting, and I didn't know that there'll be somebody that will be taking up the offer so quickly. So now I'm wondering how long that poster or that job posting's been on the door. And maybe it's just been there for a few weeks, but because of the weather outside, the ink just started wearing off. But either way, it looks like they just posted and then someone just took it. She's a person who talks chillingly, so I extremely calmed down.
二見くんはどこに通ってるの？
So I wonder how she knows his name, because now she just asks him, "Oh, Futami-kun, where do you go?" So now she kind of changed the topic and I go to the Haya school. On the other side, well.
早学なの？
Oh, that Haya school? Oh yes, I'm second year over there.
偶然だね。私も一緒。
Oh, such an accident, a coincidence. I go there too. Oh well then, so you must be senpai.
そうなの。先輩。
Yep, senpai. Pointing at myself, I proudly the shop assistant Enjo just points to herself and seems a little proud. So by the way, why am I stuck around the entrance? So then he realizes wait a minute, I'm still at the entrance. No, it's not that I'm stuck. I just kind of feel something strange about this person. Oh yeah, for the interview. So I wonder if he thinks that she's the one that's going to conduct the interview.
どこに住んでるの？
And she just keeps asking questions, like it's an interview. And her next question is, "Where do you live?" Listen. So Angel's like, I'm sorry. Oh, there isn't much. So the person is not Iri or Yui. It kind of questions why interviews would have the person ask personal questions like, "What school do you go to? Where do you live?" And I think Itsuki's not very comfortable at giving out the information to this person because he doesn't know her as much as Yui or Iri. And it's kind of like giving out your personal information to a stranger. But he tells her, "Oh, so I live behind the station over there, and
じゃあ、ちょっと遠いのかな？
well, don't you think that's a little bit far?" "No, it's okay. I can walk." There's no way that this could be an interview. Well, that is such thing as. Well, I see. Think about it. She's asking me private questions, or questions about my privacy. So again, a typical interview, I imagine that I'd be in an office and answering questions in a formal fashion. But this kind of seemed a little obtrusive. Such thing as a shop assistant. It's a spirit that takes sweet face and approaches and shows a gap. It bites. So the man known with no horse like me is turned away at the door and is waxing attention.
学園までも徒歩?
So she keeps asking all these personal questions like, so you walk to school as well? Oh yeah, I walk by foot.
じゃあ結構大変だよね.
Wow, that's pretty hard, isn't it? No, I'm used to it. So the smile, which I'm not defeated by the shop assistant, is floated. So because my parents are often absent, I will demonstrate my ability to communicate with neighboring residents.
どうしてうちでバイトしようと思ったの?
Now, so the next question is, so why did you want to take a part-time job? Far away from where you live. I'm sure we know the reason why. So it's like, he says, I thought I could hear this even in the simulation before. I was kind of expecting this question before I went to bed yesterday. So I was able to come with a very good answer.
何してるのかな?
So it looks like somebody else has chimed in and he's asking them, so what are you doing?
Master!
Oh, master! Okay, so that's the master.
園長さん、仕事は?
So Enjo-san, how's work?
今面接に来られた方とお話ししてました.
Oh, hoo-hoo. I'm talking to the person that came for the interview.
君が今日の...
So now master's like, oh, so you must be the one? Oh, yes, yes, yes.
園長さん、持ち場に戻って.
Okay, Enjo-san, now please go back to work.
君は僕とこっちに.
And for you, come with me. Okay, so it looks like Enjo-san's not the person that's conducting the interview. She's just asking questions about him, and it looks like the master is here to conduct the actual interview.
それじゃあ二見くん、これからよろしくね.
Okay, Futami-kun, please give my best regards. And now she goes back to work. I can say so unreadily. So she didn't hear my words and just disappeared. Enjo-san. Well, honestly, I thought so. That person was unrelated. So yeah, she's not the person that was going to conduct the interview. She's just asking about him and learning more about him. So what was that?
さあ、ほら、こっちに.
Okay, so now with her out of the way, Master's like, okay, come over here. Okay, yes. So on the other side of the wall, he can hear women talking, just chatting. And I'm gonna stop the recording here. So it looks like we're gonna have the actual interview with Master. And what just happened earlier was just Enjo-san kind of interested about a new employee that's gonna be coming in to work with them. And she's asking questions that are kind of personal, like what school you go to, why work here, where do you live, and oh yeah, you walk a lot, so isn't that kind of hard for you? So we're gonna see what happens next, and we'll see how Iori and Yui react, and whether or not Itsuki's gonna get the job offer. So with that in mind, I'll see you later.